where he famously jumped into the stadium dressed as James Bond alongside the Queen. But this time,
that ain't no Queen. That's a quick nigga. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Live Fam. Now today, bro, we got the most painful extreme sports deaths ever by a talking hat. Now, when I think of dangerous sports, bro, the most dangerous that I can think of is probably like UFC or boxing and stuff like that, where I can actually correlate deaths with it. I feel like I'm gonna be surprised on what type of deaths are in these videos. So without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn. Let's see.
20 seconds.
20
In
seconds.
the summer of 2013, in the Swiss Alps near Martigny, one of the world's most daring stuntmen prepared for what should have been another breathtaking descent. His name was Mark Sutton. He's a professional parachutist best known for his role in the London 2012 Olympics opening ceremony.
You see, stuff like this is like things that you dream of doing, but I don't know if I ever have the balls to do it, bro. Like, I really want to though, chat. Like, just being able to fly in the sky, I feel like that's gotta be like top 3 feeling ever. You know what I'm saying? Just the adrenaline, just seeing the land beneath you and stuff. I feel like that's such a great experience, but it's just like so many things could go wrong, bro.
Best known for his role in the London 2012 Olympics opening ceremony, where he famously jumped into the stadium dressed as James Bond alongside the Queen. But this time,
that ain't no Queen. That's a quick nigga.
His jump would not end with applause. Sutton launched himself into the sky in a wingsuit, soaring across the mountain valley. For 20 exhilarating seconds, he glided.
See, like, chat, this looks like something that would be so cool to do in a game or something, but not in real life, bro. Not in real life. Like, all it takes is you just, swerving a little bit too much to the right and you're done.
Like a bird, cutting through the air at speeds over 120 miles per hour.
Like, I'll do this in VR.
Few people on Earth would ever get to experience. But then, in an instant, it was gone. At 20 seconds into the flight, Sutton lost control.
Bro, you
His
see?
His trajectory veered off the correct pathway, and before he could recover, he slammed into the side of the mountain.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're going way too fast, bro. That's the thing is, chat, this is what I told you. Like, so many things could go wrong. Not even your own human error, but literally just nature itself, bro. Like, the wind, can just blow you just the right amount to just kill you, bro.
The side of the mountain.
Oh my gosh.
When they found him, his body was unrecognizable, and they were only able to confirm that it was him through DNA scans.
Wow.
Investigators later examined footage of the jump to understand what went wrong.
Oh my god. Wait, I wonder if he was like actually head first, if his body just kind of compressed, or it just like his limbs just dislocated into all different types of places.
If it was a miscalculation, a heavy gust of wind, or simply the razor-thin margin of error that comes with flying inches from the ground in a wing.
Could be all three of that, man.
No matter the cause, the outcome was the same.
Damn, bro.
One of the sport's most skilled pioneers had paid the ultimate price, and there was no bringing him back. Friends described him as fearless, committed, and unforgettable. A man who had lived his life in moments that most people could only dream of. But in extreme sports, even 20 seconds can be enough to determine your fate.
Anything extreme like that, it's not even 20 seconds. Every second counts. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tilt just a little too much to the right, or you don't pay attention to the wind, the way it's blowing and stuff, like, and you're going that fast, there's very, very little margin for error, bro. Subway surfing.
Imagine clinging to the side of a speeding train. You climb to the roof with its steel rattling beneath your feet, wind screaming in your ears, and with your body being pumped full of adrenaline. That's train surfing, one of the most...
So people really be doing this, bro? Like, I heard of it happening mostly in third countries and stuff, where they, just hang on to the cars or whatever and just like ride around like that. But they really be doing this on trains, like going that fast? Like, how do you even hang on?
Dangerous extreme sports out there. Although in reality, it's more reckless thrill-seeking than an actual officialized sport.
Oh yeah, that's not a sport.
In places like South Africa, Russia, and Germany, spreading worldwide as a dangerous daredevil subculture. One of the most...
Bro, this is like taking parkour to the absolute next level, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I would think about doing some shit like this as a kid, kind of, but I would never actually go through. It would just be a thought in my head, like, damn, what would happen if I just grab onto that, that train, just hang on like I'm Spider-Man or some shit, but, you don't actually do those things unless your impulses are that strong.
One areas train surfing has become a part of is New York.
Some people don't care,
On a Saturday afternoon in the Greenwich Village, down in the tunnels of the West 4th Street
Bro's listening to King Von, bro.
Subway station. Trains thundered through the darkness, with their steel frames rattling the walls as they sped past. For most, it was just another commute, but for one man, it was his opportunity to go train surfing. Police say he had been riding on the outside of a southbound F train as it tore through the tunnels. For a few moments, he clung to the side of the moving car, then he climbed to the top, where he felt the rush of air and the roar of the tracks, giving him a thrill like none other.
Like, bro, I get it. You feel like a dog. You know how dogs be hanging out the window just to feel like the wind and shit? But this is completely different, bro. Like, you're going really fast on a big ass train, bro. Like, any move, you're done.
Sure, most of you have played Subway Surfers at least once in your life.
Hell yeah.
Whenever you hop on top of a train and make the mistake of hitting a tunnel, you'll fly off in a cartoonish manner where you're then arrested by that big back that's chasing you.
Big Why say big back? Why you say it like that, bro? Nah, that was funny. But yeah, bro, this is not gonna happen in real life. You're not gonna just get caught by a big guy. You're gonna get caught by freaking heaven or hell, whatever you're going.
Get a good laugh at it, then you play the game again. Yeah, it's nowhere near as hilarious in real life.
Nowhere.
As you could assume from this
Absolutely
extremely dangerous and
why you make it look so goofy though, bro?
extremely dangerous
Why you got his tongue
and stupid
out?
sport, while the man finished climbing to the top of the train to get a gust of fresh air, he'd get more than he bargained for. A tunnel showed up, and before the man could even process what he saw,
Oh my
because of
God. Damn, boy.
the extreme amount of air pressure being thrown at his body at the moment, he fell and was caught underneath the train.
Oh my gosh,
At 3:11
bro.
p.m., a 911
That's the thing, bro. Like, one thing that always gets me is just like how fast we're going in just regular cars or public transportation, like trains and stuff. Like, you don't really feel it when you're inside and you're just, you know, you're actually taking the ride or you're driving. But bro, if you're outside that bitch, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna feel how fast you're going, especially if you hit something, scrape by something. Like, it's way more damaging than you would think it would be, like being inside the transportation vehicle.
Someone said they had seen a man slip beneath the subway earlier, and sure enough, when officers arrived,
Jesus
they found him under the
Christ.
train with his body decapitated. Whatever adrenaline he had been chasing ended instantly, and it was replaced by silence and horror in the underground.
Yeah, bro. RIP to this guy, but it's like, at that point, you gotta just not do stupid shit. Like, come on, bro. You're really gonna try subway surfing in real life, bro? Like, how do you think that was gonna go? There was only one way that was gonna go, bro.
For the unfortunate commuters forced to pass the site, it was a grim reminder of the dangers lurking in the city's.
Like, don't do stupid stuff like that.
It was just another entry in a long list of subway surfing tragedy.
Oh my god.
Quick little moments of thrill.
So that's like a popular thing. Like, a whole bunch of people be doing this.
Subway surfing tragedy.
It's a teenager too. I feel like it's mostly teenagers, young people that do this because they're like the only ones that are agile to do this type of shit. And you know, those are the type of the daredevils and shit. But oh my gosh, bro. Wow.
Quick little moments of thrill that collapse into traumatic memories that both strangers and loved ones alike will never forget. The adrenaline is never worth the risk.
It's never
Your
worth
body is
it, bro.
priceless.
Like, there's other things you could do for adrenaline, bro. Go on roller coasters and stuff. Like, there's things you could do to get better adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? Play your sports at a competitive nature. Play competitive esports. Like, there's a lot of different things to do, bro. Instead of running on top of trains and trying to jump and shit and like just trying to be cool. Like, no, hell no.
While we're on the topic,
Don't do that.
The same goes for your mind. The whole reason I make these stickmen videos is so that you don't have to witness the real thing. Don't go searching for these videos online. The effect it
Bro, people are definitely gonna search for these though, bro. Sometimes when things pop up on my Twitter page or whatever, I'll look at whatever, but I hate looking at it. I hate looking at gore things or anything, you know, where people are getting hurt and stuff. It just like makes me cringe in my soul. Like, I hate it. Even in movies and stuff, I'm kind of like that. Like, I can watch things, obviously a lot of adult things have blood and killings and stuff like that, but it's like it gets to a point, bro. I can't watch like those Saw type of movies where it's just completely gore and all that shit. Like, it just makes me freaking cringe, bro.
on your brain is horrible, especially if you're young. Traumatizing yourself
I feel like you're okay with those type of things and you just crave it. Like, you want to keep watching blood and gore. Like, something's dead ass wrong with your brain, dude.
isn't worth it. And trust me, I can promise you that. The slamming incident.
Slam incident.
High in the Swiss Alps, the snow glistened under a cold April sky. For a young 21-year-old world champion snowboarder, this was more than a mountain. It was her playground, her stage, and most of all, her destiny. She had conquered countless competitions and had practically carved her name into the world of snowboarding.
Okay.
But on this day,
Bro, snowboarding looks so fun, bro. I really want to do that. Like, I want to go in the mountains where it snows and stuff and just like actually learn how to snowboard. Because I love skateboarding, obviously just on regular land. I feel like snowboarding would be so lit, bro. Just going down the hills and shit. Like, has anybody snowboarded? Let me know in the
the
comments.
woman was being filmed for a project, showcasing her incredible skill as she cut across the steep alpine slopes.
Jeez.
The cameras rolled, her board sliced through the powder, and everything seemed perfect. Then, without warning, the snow itself began to move. Like, a lot.
Oh, don't tell me it's a freaking avalanche, bro. Yeah, that's the risk you take. You know what I'm saying? Going snowboarding and stuff, the avalanches. Because, like, there's very little you could do in this situation, especially if you're, like, so close to it and you can't, like, get away from it in time.
In the blink of an eye, an avalanche broke loose.
Oh, my God.
Tons of snow and ice thundered down the mountain, faster than any snowboarder could ever outrun.
Ah, damn.
It should be known that on average, avalanches move at about 80 miles per hour.
80 miles? You see, it doesn't look like that, chat. Like, when you look at it in videos, it doesn't look like it's moving that fast, but it really is.
At that speed, that's enough force to topple any building, rock, or
Hell
tree
yeah.
caught in its path, most of which are moving along with the avalanche whenever it's crashing down a mountain. It slammed into the woman with the force of a speeding vehicle, and she was swallowed by it instantly. Rocks, debris, branches, and heavy ice carved and tore at her body.
See, that's the most dangerous part of it too. It's not just the impact. The impact alone can be fatal, but it's all the debris that comes in the avalanche from like the trees or any wood and stuff that could just be flying around.
Heavy ice carved and tore at her body.
Yeah, just the ice itself. You know what I'm saying? Ice could be sharp as hell.
Until its eventual finishing slam.
Oh.
Finally, the avalanche stopped, but the woman was missing. She laid buried alive deep within the frozen chaos, crushed and disfigured.
God damn.
Rescue teams rushed in, digging through the snow and desperately searching for her. But by the time they found her, it was already too late. Even with safety gear and avalanche detectors, the force was overwhelming. This woman, once one of the brightest and youngest stars in snowboarding, was gone in seconds.
Wait, she was 21? Oh my god, she was literally a prodigy. She was gonna have a bright future and everything, bro.
Even champions are fragile again.
I mean, she already had a good career and stuff, but she could have had like a 10+ long career at least. You know what I'm saying? It says that she was snowboarding since she was a child, so she's been doing this shit forever, super comfortable and stuff, and to be taken out like that, man, that's catastrophic, bro. Like, I feel bad.
Even champions are fragile against nature. If you're an outdoorsy person like me, always be alert.
Anyone is not immune to nature, bro. Nature calls, that's it.
The Red Bull incident.
The
arena was packed and its air was alive with cheers and the violent rhythm of tradition. In the center, a Matador faced down his opponent. Not another fighter, not another man, but a bull weighing more than half a ton.
Yeah, I couldn't do this shit. I feel like this is low-key a death sentence, bro. All it takes, like, I know you can, use the cape to lure them in, but if they just see you, they don't see that cape, they're like, oh, you're gonna keep teasing me? And then they just get mad at you and get you right there? Oh my, you're cooked.
At first, the fight went as expected. Matador waved down his red cape and the bull charged. As you'd guess, in the background, the crowd roared at each narrow escape. With over 2 decades of experience in the ring, this 39-year-old Spanish bullfighter was known
bro, you is not him, boy.
best to do it in his time.
Not big.
He'd toss his cape to one side, effortlessly thwarting the bull's charge. Then he'd do it again to make the crowd go wild. But then, in a heartbeat, the balance shifted. He'd put up his cape again for the bull to charge past him, but unexpectedly, it caught him. The bull slammed into the Matador's face.
God damn!
Struck him in his skull, fracturing up.
Bro, that's like the worst fear, just being around any animal that has horns, bro. Their horns just going straight into your freaking throat or something, even in your chest. That's like the worst way, bro, just like piercing. I feel like that's worse than just getting a knife in you.
Brutal that the horn struck him in his skull, fracturing upward through his jaw and out his eye. He was hit directly in the head by a 1,000-pound bull's horn.
And that's the thing, like, that wouldn't take you out right away. That's why it makes it so bad, because I think he would eventually die from like blood loss and stuff, but that first initial thing, he's gonna feel all that, bro.
1,000-pound bull's horn, effectively splitting his face in two.
1,000 pounds?
Effectively splitting his face in two. The crowd fell silent as blood poured onto the sand. The Matador dangled helplessly, impaled by the animal until it heavily thrashed him off of its horn. The worst part is that the man was fully conscious. He rose back from the ground like a zombie.
That's what I said. He's not gonna be completely dead off of that, bro, because it didn't like pierce any brain things. It probably got close, but I don't think it pierced any part of the brain or something to where it could like just instantly kill him. So he had to literally live through that shit, bro.
He rose back from the ground like a zombie and began screaming that he couldn't see, sending the crowd into a horrific panic. Other bullfighters jumped into the ring to distract the bull and to retrieve the man's body.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not hopping back in that bitch. That bull already said what he want to do to you. I'm not hopping in that shit. I ain't gonna lie. We gonna call some authorities, get this handle. We gonna take that bull out or something, bro.
His teeth were shattered, his jaw and cheekbone were fractured, and the horn head punctured out his eye and pierced him right through his skull.
Oh my gosh.
But, to everyone's complete and total shock, the man actually somehow survived. The horn pierced his skull and was dangerously close to his brain.
That's what I say.
Against all odds.
If it would have got his brain, that would have been it.
He returned back to the ring less than a year later, and he'd continue his passion. Juan Jose Padilla is now known as the Pirate of Bullfighting.
Oh my gosh.
In 2018, he'd experienced another horrible incident where he was scalped by a bull. Honestly, this man...
Okay, this guy just... You kept doing bull stuff even after... You know what? I'm gonna give you a round of applause just for that, bro. You had the balls to just keep doing this shit even though after what happened to you. Oh my god. And then it happened again, bro. Like, what?
In 2018, he'd experienced...
I'm sorry. If that happened to me, bro, anything even close, bro. If I even get a scare, I'm not touching a freaking bull ring in my life again, bro.
The horrible incident where he was scalped by a bull.
Like, you got fortunate enough to survive that.
This man might just be invincible because he'd somehow survive once more, and he'd return back to the ring again to continue the sport.
Okay, bro,
Extreme sports are, well, pretty extreme.
You just asking for it.
Honestly, there's really nothing wrong with living life to the fullest.
Nope,
all I'd say is that adrenaline makes you feel invincible, but reality has no safety net. So
Yeah.
Always, at least make sure the risk is worth the reward. As
Facts.
always, have a happy day.
Facts, bro. Facts. You know, life, I mean, we only get this once, and I always understand people when they want to do certain things that are just, you know, out of the norm or whatever. Because at the end of the day, we're here and then we're gone, right? So, you know, you want to live your life to the fullest and stuff, but at the same time, you know, your life is very valuable to not only you, but to all the people around you. So, like, you know, when you want to take risks and stuff, like you said, calculate it, bro. Like, see if it's worth doing it. You know what I'm saying? See if it's as safe as possibly possible. And then just, you know, just have fun and do it and just hope, you know, pray and hope for the best and everything. But, like, don't just do stuff like the subway surfer thing. Like, come on, bro. That's just asking for death. Like, that's staring death right at the face, bro. Like, don't do stuff like that where it's just you 90% get gone after that shit, bro. Like, do something, you know, do skydiving or something. Like, there's literally instructors, you know, lots of people doing that stuff. You know, go the right way, the right channels and stuff. Don't just take stupid ass risks just because you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm gonna just stop yapping because I sit my ass here. But I'm gonna go outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some things outside soon, chat. So don't worry about that. All right, chat. Let me know what else you guys want to react to, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.